Good morning. It's good to see you on this still cool and wintry morning. I heard Sky talking about the snow depths and things. It's like we live near Linwood and Edmonds, and we sent pictures to the family in Ohio because we actually have more snow than they have in Toledo, okay? So many things to be grateful for. I heard this song that we'll start with today, hearing Matthew Wilson sing this song a bunch of times over the years, and finally, in the last month I got to see him in Linwood singing it, and I'm like, I love that song so much, why didn't I just ever learn it? So it's a learning thing today. Yeah. It's a song by Idina Menzel. Ring any bells? Idina? Let It Go from Frozen. But that's like her latest thing. She was like the lead actress in Rent in New York City, and then one of the first witches in Wicked on Broadway. Amazing actress. And she wrote this song. At this table, everyone is welcome. At this table, everyone is seen. At this table, everybody matters. No one falls between. At this table, you can say whatever. At this table, you can speak your mind. At this table, everything's forgiven. There's enough for everyone. So come as you are. Remember that the door is always open. Yes, come as you are. The perfect gift that you bring is your heart. So come as you are. At this table, there will be no judgment. At this table, mercy has a seat. At this table, we're all sons and daughters. No place I'd rather be. So come as you are. Remember that the door is always open. Yes, come as you are. The perfect gift that you give is your heart. So come as you are. Come as you are. At this table, everyone is welcome. At this table, everybody cares. At this table, everybody matters. So come pull up a chair. Good morning.
I love that song. I do. Yeah. Thank you for learning it, taking it on. You know, the great thing about music, although people say they own things, in reality, you can't own music. It owns you. When you feel it, it really means something deep and profound. So thank you for bringing music and yourself. And I haven't seen you since the concert. And you had people.
People, and we were all glowing.
Were you glowing?
We were glowing. I think we were glowing.
Did you have fun?
Oh my goodness.
I'm so glad that you did that and that everybody could be part of it. So soon, we'll do another one soon. Yeah, great. Thank you. Thanks for being here this morning. Thank you for being here. And you online, thank you for being here. We're grateful for your presence and for making space in your Sunday to embrace that experience of what Spirit wants to bring. What does Spirit want to bring? My question coming into every single week, it seems, every week, is what do you want to bring? What do you want me to bring? How can I be here in a way that will make a difference? Tom and Peggy are here. You snuck in. I didn't even see you. Hi. Hi, Margot. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Gary. Hi, Dave. Nice to see you on Sunday morning. Look at the sanctuary. Can you see it? I don't know what you can see, but we're in the beauty of Christmas. And our decorating team did an exquisite job of putting things where they are in their right and perfect place all over. And this morning is waiting for handy hands and helpers to put the ornaments on. So the ornaments are over there, and at the end of the service, take a few minutes and put some ornaments on the tree. A personal touch, we say, a personal touch. We greet you on a Sunday morning, a cold Sunday morning here in Mount Vernon, Washington, in the warm and loving spirit of unity. We embrace you online and you here in the room, and all those who are perhaps somewhere in their lives in the experience of getting to somewhere or coming from somewhere. We embrace everyone in that warm and loving spirit. And our affirmation each Sunday morning is, there's only one presence and one power active in your life and mine, God the good, omnipotent. There's only one presence and one power active in your life and mine, God the good, omnipotent, all power, all love, all wisdom, all perfection of order, in and through all things, the presence of life. One presence, one power, everywhere present, especially in that breath that you take right now. That breath, and then the exhale, and then the one that follows. Here, in my heart, in my mind, in my body, in my being, in my life, there is one presence and one power, actively bringing forth right and perfect order in all things. In that awareness, we give thanks, deep thanks, and so it is. So there's a lot going on. There are many things happening here. I think I would love for you, Richard, to do the daily word, and then I'll do a monumental lesson on the announcements, and then we'll go home, right? Oh, and Steve will sing a song. Come be here. My announcements include everything.
Good morning. Today's daily word is peace. One of my personal favorites, peace. Let me see.
You finding it?
Daily Word, is it?
December 4. Oh, that's my thing. That's the Advent book. Where's your thing? Oh, I know where your thing is.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Burn my arm off here. Let's find December 4th. What do you think?
That should work.
I thought so. How about that?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Centered in God, I am a peaceful presence. Stepping away from the busyness of holiday preparations and the important work that must be completed before year's end, I continue my Advent journey by practicing peace in the present moment wherever I am. I am gracious with store clerks and servers in restaurants. I add positive, peaceful thoughts to conversations. When I'm traveling, I bless other drivers with whom I share the road and my fellow passengers on public transportation. Peace flows from that place in consciousness where God's presence fills my awareness. I need not find a quiet corner. When I am willing, anywhere can be a peaceful sanctuary. The peace of God refreshes me and goes with me as I return to the activities of the day. Wherever I go, whatever I'm doing, I am a peaceful presence. And from Psalm 29:11, may the Lord give strength to his people. May the Lord bless his people with peace. And lastly, from the Sufi mystic Rumi, outside of right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field. I'll meet you there.
Lovely. Thank you. Wow. You okay? No. We're gonna do altar steps one day soon. Big altar steps so we can save one another from falling off those steps. Okay, so I was pretty clear last night about this morning, and then I realized that being clear in one moment doesn't mean you're clear in the next. Such things tend to come and go. I thought, oh, I know what I'm going to do. And then I woke up this morning and it had disappeared. It was just like, whoosh, it was gone. But what a great experience to share Sunday mornings with each other. I'm gaining the strength and the confidence in knowing that it all really does unfold in perfect order, and that I have so few controls in the experience of my life. You know, I think I've got something and then it shifts, or it moves, or it twists, or it turns. And that's part of divine order. I frequently underscore divine order as the characteristic or the facet or the power within us that is a guiding light. Divine order prevails. It tells me always that no matter where I am, or what's going on, or where we are, it is somehow in its right perfection. And it's not up to me to know exactly the mystery it will reveal, but it's up to me to be in alignment with it and trust the process. It doesn't mean I'm controlled by outer circumstances. It means within any moment in time, within any experience of time, everything is unfolding in its right and perfect order. There are things we would change. There were things we would take away. There are things we would release to a higher order. And in this season, most particularly, we are called to that, to release things to the higher order, to trust the process in a different way, not passively, but actively understanding that everything is bringing to us whatever it is we need or whatever lesson is emerging for our benefit. And when we can see that it's emerging for our benefit, then we find ourselves in a place of acceptance, or if not cooperation, at least some state of willingness to be present. And so in the season, as so many things are going on in our lives and in the lives of those we know and love, we pray and hold for each one perfection and divine order and the right outworking, if you will, outworking, the working out of things in accord with a greater, higher power than we can perhaps understand in this moment in time. And so far, friends for whom we pray, people who are experiencing health challenges and all manner of things, we pray, holding ourselves in an alignment. The divine order is at work. We don't have control over the outcome, but we have the ability to make choice, to align with what is true and what is higher and what is good. And so that's our Christmas invitation. Throughout the month, we hold perfection in this season, even when it seems not to be present. I have many things to entertain you with. Our Christmas family outworking is happening. It's outworking. It's working its way through. Richard is the leader of the team. Our Richard Birdsell, thank you. And his team will be serving, along with all of you, through your contributions, our Christmas family. This is a mother, her 4 children, 2 boys age 11 and 9, and their little sisters age 7 and 3. To be part of this would be perhaps to be part of the team, but more than that, we have a goal of $600. We want to gift the family. We want to feed the family. We want to be able to offer our gifts to them. So designate your gift, your special gift, to Christmas family, if you will. If you're online, you can certainly donate through our online donation, but be sure that you make a note that it's for the Christmas family, so we designate it properly. In the upcoming weeks, there are many things going on, as I said, to entertain you. CSL's Christmas, Center for Spiritual Living in Mount Vernon, is having their candlelight service on December 10 at 7. December 10 at 7. Our candlelighting service is December 22nd at 7. Here in the church, it will be beautiful. Matthew and Reverend Dr. Richard Held will be our musical guests. In the days now, it's time to get serious about our auction. It's our fundraiser. Christmas time is the time we do one of our primary fundraisers for the year. And the way we do that is to provide you with something you will love and enjoy. And we do that in keeping with an auction as such. The first item we bring to your attention is Aunt Louise's world-famous holiday cakes. I have that in my hand. Please order peach schnapps, lemon, peppermint schnapps, rum, or Kahlua. I'm feeling better already this morning. Just the words uplift your spirit, don't they? They are the best cakes. We have over the years, when we do live auctions, discovered that people can't pay enough to get these cakes. So between now and prior to December 15, you must place your order for one of these cakes, and they're $150 each. What? The 10th? Whoa, you've only got 6 days. Get on it. And this is really where we make the most money. We sell her every year, and it really works for us. So we want your names by December 10. If you're in the house, place your order today with Louise. Otherwise, do what?
Announce the family cake lemon comes both with and without, and that's really a fabulous cake.
The lemon cake.
Red schnapps is schnapps, red schnapps.
Yeah, I did lemon in there somewhere, but yeah, got it. Yeah. Lynn just called it the family cake. Okay, great for everyone. Perfect. All right, another auction item. You're ordering a platter of Christmas delight from Heather. It says the rest of the description's here, but it isn't. But how do they order that, Jerry?
Here or online?
Here or online. Go to our website, info@unitysv.org, and click on Holiday Auction.
Fundraiser.
Yes, we're brilliant. We can do this. Margot, I didn't know you did this. Margot is offering original signed art tiles by Margot Hayden. $15 each, 2 for $25. I don't know what those are. They're over on the table. We'll look at them. You can't see them, but we'll tell you about them if you want to know more. Yeah, online. Yeah, you betcha. And Valerie's doing Reiki, relaxing Reiki healings for you and a loved one. Vacations for body, mind, and spirit. So a 1-hour Reiki vacation for you, a gift certificate for a loved one, special Unity price, $100 for both. And more information about Valerie for your benefit. And what do I want to tell you? We will have a Christmas Sunday morning service on December 25, same time, same place. Burning Bowl ceremony, January 1, White Stone ceremony, January 8, and thus saith the announcements. Take a deep breath with me. Cover those bases. What am I inviting you to? I'm inviting you to participate. How am I inviting you to participate? By telling you the various things that are available for your participation that can be in benefit of the church and benefit of you. So I have faith and hope, which was last week's Advent statement. Faith and hope that we can do a really good job of generating funds. And there are a variety of ways in which to do it. I would like us to generate more prayer for one another in this season. More prayer, more time in prayer for our community, for our families, for our loved ones, for our spiritual community, for our families, for our loved ones, for others we know who are in need. If you have a particular need, please use our prayer box and leave your request. You can go to info@unitysv.org and leave a prayer request there. And the head of our prayer team needs some prayers. So Betsy needs some prayers. Our kitchen leader needs some prayers. So Gail needs prayers. Betsy needs prayers. Dean needs prayers. Chris needs prayers. Who needs prayers in this room? Anybody I know? Only 4 of us need prayer. Anybody ever heard the song "Standing in the Need of Prayer"? It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord. To Charles King, do you remember that? Yes. Charles King, it's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. I don't remember. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my brother, not my sister, not my, but it's me. You don't very often hear this, I tell you. Only, only Unity Skagit Valley has this show. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Richard, for remembering that. Okay, I'm done with all of that. All right. Time to get down to inner work here. So we are on the 4th of December. It is the second Sunday of Advent as it's celebrated around the world. And the word for this day of Advent and this week is peace. Peace, please, peace. Please, more peace. We say that and we look outside and we say more peace, but in fact, it's me, it's you, it's all of us in need of deeper peace and that feeling of foundational stability that supports us constantly. So as we pray this morning, as we move into our time of meditation, let's consider what the word peace means to us. What would be an experience of peace for you? Can you imagine yourself in the midst of that experience and in the midst of that felt sense of peace? With your breath, begin to allow that feeling of peace, that sense of peace, to gently and lovingly move throughout your body, your being, your heart. Peace, we say. Peace. Whatever it is that your mind brings to you as an image of peace, place yourself with your imagination into the experience of that, as though it were happening now. Where? What? What is the essence of that? Let the essence of that fill you now. Peace, I say. Peace to this chaotic mind, filled with thoughts and images and filled with yesterday and tomorrow. In this moment, I claim peace in my mind. Thoughts come and go, but I allow myself to witness them without being involved in them. My mind, a place of peace, a harbor of peace, a sanctuary of peace. Within the center of my being, I enter a sanctuary of peace, a sanctuary of peace. Here in the midst of me, in the midst of this very instant in time, all the peace that will ever be is present. And I allow it to be present for me. Peace, we say. Deep peace. Within and beneath and around all the physical substance of my being is this flow, this life flow of perfect well-being and peace. In every place that hurts, or in every place that feels as though something is missing, I allow that experience of peace to be present in and through and all around. Peace. Peace. I rest in the presence of peace. Let your breath be deep and full. Go a little deeper. Dive a little deeper. Peace, I say. Peace to this body. God is here. Life is here. Love is here. Peace is here. Consciously bring that deep peace into your heart. Breathe it into and through your heart, as though literally you were breathing peace through your heart. The heart open, breathing in, and the peace is moving through. It's not captured or absent. It's moving, it has that feeling of an endless source of peace. Here, in the heart, moving through the heart, extending in all directions. Peace, I say. Peace. Again, deep breath. Let the body relax and rest in a sea of light-filled peace. Peace. To the mind, to the body, to the heart, to this ever flowing peace that is the very movement of spirit. Beneath and above and behind and before and beside and within. I give thanks. I give thanks. And so it is. Amen.
I wish you peace and truth and all the strength you need in this dream we call today. I've dreamt of hope and love where the land meets the sea, washing over you like a wave. I want to give you one gift each and every day, one gift throughout our lives. I've sent these thoughts across the universe to guide your pathway and share this dream tonight. Wash over you like waves that clean your hidden beaches. Feel it rinse away your pain. Wash over you with a gentle wave that leaves you in the sand with love so pure, till you need to dream the waves again. I wish you peace and truth and all the courage that you need. Oh, precious little of our year remains. I've dreamt of hope and love where the clouds go to seed, pouring over you like the rain. I get caught sometimes feeling helpless. We're always trying to say the right thing, but it's a time for being selfless, to share a smile or a tear or a reason to sing. Wash over you like the rain. Let the clouds gather quickly. Feel them rinse away your pain. Wash over you with the sweetest rain that leaves you in the sun with love so pure, until you need to dream the rain again. Till you need to dream the waves again. Till you need to dream.
Oh, I love that you did it that way, with the Christmas mixed into it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm done. It's 11:45. Let's go home. Or let's all go out for breakfast. What do you think? That sounds fun, doesn't it? We could do that. We'd all go to Mr. T's for breakfast. Oh, we could go to Kat's for breakfast, yeah. Sorry you can't go, but we'll go without you. That's okay. All right, here we go. Making Peace with Christmas. It came to me as a title because of the other side of Christmas. We frequently take Christmas as an opportunity to, generate peace to people and be out in the world and do good things and gain peace. But I saw it from a very different perspective this year, and it was like how to make peace with Christmas, how to make peace with Christmas, like make peace with your mother, make peace with your father, make peace with Christmas. It's one of the most challenging times, if not the most challenging time of the year. The confusion of the energies, both coming from on high and coming from the past and coming from within and coming from other engagements. Christmas isn't just a day, it's an entire season. We move into it before we hit Thanksgiving, and it's not over until things finally get put away somewhere after it's over. And the message of it is one of the most charged messages that we could ever hear, the message of Christmas itself, the historical message of Christmas, the Jesus birth story, the virgin birth, all the all that goes with that, how that's lived on, how that outplays in churches, how that outplays in our growth and development, how confusing it is, Santa Claus on one hand, Jesus the Christ on the other. Which thing am I giving my attention to? And then there's the whole experience of everything that came before that's tightly packed into our innocence about life and evolution and development. People die on Christmas and around Christmas. A lot of powerful things happen. A lot of people get born at this time as well. But when we look at the idea of Christmas, it's just jam-packed with energetics that are conflicting energetics. I have a story to share from Max Lucado's book. Don't buy it. Sorry, Max. Because of Bethlehem. Don't just, the story is great. And then he goes on to tell us about how we're all the way we are because we're sinful. Born in sin. I'm like, Max, don't do it. But the story was too good to pass up this morning, and so I did it anyway. But then I stopped. I was like, I can't take that any further. That doesn't even have relevance to anything I want to say. But the idea of Christmas as a something. This season as a something, like every year, something that shows up that it has so much to it. And I thought, I don't know if I've ever made peace with Christmas, as in forgiven Christmas or not that, but experienced a sense of the richness of Christmas, except through our services, the things we share, candlelighting service, the music, the things that really speak to me about what it all means. And I think we try to compensate for a kind of unsettled feeling that goes with this season. Maybe it's different for you. I hope so. But there is a sense of unsettledness to it. There's a particular vibrational frequency around the experience of this season. And it's meant to take us deep and at the same time raise us into a higher frequency. The energetics of it are meant to take us deep and bring forward these things that perhaps are buried in us about Christmas. And in the midst of that, that's taking us deep, there's also that which is taking us higher. And when we look for that, we can find something very precious and very personal about this season, perhaps. "Oh, Holy One," says Ted Loder, "I am distressed at how slowly, if at all, I'm being made new. Soften me into your patience, as again and yet again, and always one more time, I must go on to wrestle these old demons of mine, rage and fear and envy, dis-ease and self-deception, which I never really overcome once and for all. And as a blessing, a disjointing of my demands, remind me there is no once and for all in this earthly pilgrimage I'm on, so that I may limp to a more graceful rhythm, limp to a more graceful I'm looking at Margot over there. Rhythm. May I see afresh, gladden my spirit to embrace the small, yet critical, slow, yet cumulative changes I have nurtured and been renewed by over my seasons, and open my head to understand and my heart to trust that my willingness to struggle makes me wondrous. My flailing reach toward you is yet your gift to me. And the one thing I can brave to do better than anyone is to keep seeking faithfully my truest self with you. The one thing I can brave to do better than anyone is to keep seeking faithfully my truest self with you. No matter where I see myself on the spectrum, no matter what I'm encountering, no matter where I am in the journey, no matter what point I find myself, whether it's I'm not enough or I'm not awake enough, I'm not enough, I'm whatever the voices are that accompany us in our daily lives. It just that one phrase, I'm distressed. I could say it this way: I'm distressed at how slowly I'm growing. But that's not what he's saying. He's saying in that it's bringing forth the very juice and grist and texture that precipitates our growth all the time. And no matter how we view it, that is the journey of what we would call the season. Allowing ourselves to be honed and rehoned through whatever we experience that comes from the season for each of us. So I could tell you stories. I'm the kid who, as an only child, always felt, and we lived in the mountains. My mother had remarried my stepfather, and we lived in the mountains in Oregon, high in the mountains, on a lake called Detroit Lake. It's between Bend and Salem, and many Christmases we lived there. But then we began to travel, and we went other places at Christmas time. We went to Mexico, and we went to Arizona, and once we went to Florida, and we'd go for an extended period of time, and I learned to be expansive out of that mountain community, that tight 298-person community I lived in. Where nobody ever seemed to grow or change or have access to something more, except some of my teachers. And in the process of Christmas, there was always something very exciting in the opportunity to travel, but there was always something sorrowful in those moments when I felt imprisoned by my life in that tiny little shell of what we would call a community, where we were outsiders and where nobody quite fit. It was logging community. It was always sad. Family was in Oregon, other family in Portland, other family east of the mountains. But where we were cut off from all of that, and there was no joy. There were presents, but there was no joy. And there was no sense of something that was supposed to be present being part of it or ever going to be part of it. It was like that feeling of total isolation in a way that had no open windows or doors. So so all of a sudden I'm old enough, and now we're traveling at Christmas time, and we're in Mexico, and we're in Arizona, and we're in Florida, and life is big, and there are languages and exciting things, and that's when I was in that age. That's when we were in Lake Chapala and everywhere, and the world was so big, and Christmas was like, yes, this is what life's supposed to be like. It's supposed to have something to it that I couldn't find in my home. And in the course of that, it set up a longing. The dichotomy of that created a longing for something, but I didn't know what it was. And it wasn't until I attended my first Unity candlelighting service that for the first time I experienced that deep sense of something right, other than those travels far, far away. But that was a different kind of right. No, it was at a Unity candlelighting service in 1973, when for the first time ever I felt that something in a way I had never felt it before. The presence of Spirit was there for me in a way that I had never known. That deep feeling of, this is what I've always been looking for. Not because of a candle, but because of some meaning that came forth from within me, not from there, or where I lived, or the circumstances of my marriage at that time. No, something was born, and that became, from me, a moment of pure transformation, the kind of transformation where everything started to change. I'd been on my way. I'd had a few months prior to that in a religious science church in Salem. But I'd moved back to Aberdeen to try to reconcile my marriage with the ideas that I was learning, thinking I could do that by myself. And as it unfolded, obviously I couldn't. But I gained something in that moment that I had never known before. And I have never lost. I've gone through the ups and downs, but there's something here for us if we can allow it to be born and move beyond historical circumstance or present confusion. There's something here for us that makes everything new. And it brought to me then the fullness of the meaning of what Christmas is about. Then through the years of raising my son on my own and being in different ministries, and figuring out how to be in the world, I noticed that some parts of me had never gone away, and I wanted them to be gone, but they weren't. Where there's much light, there's also shadow. And those things we think we have given up or aren't anymore or aren't part of us anymore show up in unanticipated moments. So this is Max, bless you, Max. Like big blessings, Max. I tried to blame my behavior on the holiday traffic. The Thanksgiving weekend had turned the streets near the shopping mall into controlled chaos. I tried to blame my misdeeds on my state of mind. I was driving to my in-laws' house, having spent most of the day helping to plan a funeral for my wife's mother. I tried to blame my poor reaction on the reckless U-turn made by the teenager who nearly clipped my bumper. The traffic arrow invited me to make a right turn into the busy avenue, and as I did, the teenager made a sudden, unexpected hairpin turn around the median. We nearly shared paint. I honked at him. I'll confess my honk wasn't a polite, excuse me, I'm over here. It was long and strong and demanded. Do you know what you almost did? I could hear my horn scream. He drove a low-riding, wide-wheeled, two-toned, exhaust-puffing jalopy that dated back to the 80s. It needed a muffler. It also needed a more mature passenger. As the car accelerated, a long arm came out of the passenger side window and gave me a backhanded, one-fingered wave. I sped up. Thanks to the traffic light, I was soon side by side with the perpetrator. He still had his window down. I lowered mine. He looked up at me. He wore a baseball cap shoved over a mop of black hair. The brim of the cap faced sideways. So did the smirk on his face. You need to watch that wave, son, I said. In an ideal world, he would have apologized, and I would have wished him a Merry Christmas, and I wouldn't be telling all of you this story. But the world is not ideal. When I told him to watch that wave, he smirked even more and demanded, "Make me." Make me. When was the last time I heard someone say, "Make me"? Middle school, high school locker room? There was that scuffle after the graduation party. Make me? That's what teens say. And of course, he was a teen. He didn't have a whisker on him. He was skinny, floppy-haired, testosterone-laden adolescent who was feeling his oats riding shotgun in his buddy's muscle car. As for me, I'm a 60-year-old pastor who writes Christian books and speaks at conferences and feels a call to make the world a better place. I should have raised my window, but I didn't. I looked down at him literally and metaphorically and said with my own version of a smirk, "Now what did you say?" "Make me," he repeated. The saints in heaven were saying, "Drive away, Liccato." Common sense was urging, "Drive away, Liccato." The better angels of the universe were prompting, "Drive away, Liccato," but I didn't listen. The dare of the punk activated the punk inside me, the punk I hadn't seen in decades. I snarled, "Okay, where do you want to go?" His eyes widened to the size of hamburger patties. He couldn't believe I'd said that. I couldn't believe I'd said that. You can't believe I said that. When he realized I was serious, he became the same. "Let's settle this at the shopping mall," he said. "Are you kidding?" I told him. There are too many people. They're at a stoplight. There are too many people in a shopping mall. Follow me. What? All of a sudden, I was the expert on where to go to duke it out, right? The light turned and I accelerated. In my side view mirror, I could see that the two boys were engaged in a heated exchange. I think they said, "What do you think?" "I don't know. What do you think?" "He looks pretty cranky." "Yeah, he might have a weapon or something." By the time I reached the next stoplight, they were nowhere to be seen. They must have turned into the parking lot. Boy, I was relieved. I drove the rest of the way to my in-laws' house, asking myself, did you really just dare a kid to fight? Are you crazy? I'd like to blame my behavior on my state of mind, the stress of the traffic, the driver who nearly hit my car, or the passenger who pushed my buttons. But I can blame my bizarre behavior on only one thing: the punk inside me. For a few minutes at a stoplight near a shopping mall, I forgot who I was. And I forgot who the teenager was. In that heated moment, he wasn't someone's son. He wasn't a creation of God. He wasn't a miracle. He wasn't fearfully and wonderfully made. He was a disrespectful jerk. And I let him bring out the disrespectful jerk in me. The Bible has a name for this punkish tendency. That's when he talks about sin. That my way or the highway is our inborn sinful nature. That's where I said, I'm sorry, Max, but I don't want to take that route because I don't believe in our sinful nature. I believe we're all in a state of having these arising opportunities to counsel with our higher angels and come to different moments of learning and growing. We say, well, in this story, the kid was off target and Max got caught in it, but there's something more to it, and that is our experiences along the way that have precipitated our own sense of shame or not enoughness or our splitting off from the ownership of the totality of our being, such that when something provokes it, we're suddenly in the midst of something we never intended or never wanted or never even realized we would or could be doing at any given moment in time. It's as though what we've cast off and have not given birth to. And most of us, I don't mean we have to get in traffic encounters, although I'll tell you the person behind me that honks at me when I haven't made the light quickly enough brings up some old cold edge out of my being, like sharp, the way in which people treat each other, or the way in which people treat me, or the way in which I experience something that is of value to me. For him, the punk is actually his desire to be seen and known and defend the turf of himself. But when he says, I forgot who I was, he's saying whatever the emotion of that moment was is still powerful enough in me that I can lose myself. And in this particular season, those triggers are going off all the time because the vibrational frequencies and the energies that are moving, the light and the shadow and the this and the that, come up with such power that we lose ourselves. And what comes up? What comes up is something that Charles Fillmore would call our false self, or our pre-existing egoic way of being primal. That our primal nature shows up, and that's not sinful. We're all encoded with the possibility in any given moment of forgetting who we are and acting beyond what we idealize ourselves to be, in what we say, what we think, how we are with ourselves and each other. It's not just the guy in the car, but what do we see these days except people who cannot manage rage? We see so much about people who cannot manage rage. Why is that? Because we've disowned an aspect of ourselves that arises because we haven't fully made peace with the Christmas experience of our own being. It isn't when you wake up, you're never angry. It isn't when you're enlightened, you never have anger or a negative feeling again in the rest of eternity. It is everybody's packed with something and many things that arise at times when we step back and look at it and say, I forgot who I am. And if we can't accept those aspects of self and let them be teachers for us, we can't really entertain the frequencies that are trying to rise out of that, not as this, but as this. I have to be honest and authentic with myself in ways that take me into places I don't really enjoy or want. And in the midst of it, I don't enjoy it. It's not like I get anything from it, except something that feels so discordant. That kind of anger that arises, like, I don't know, when it comes, it comes. And it's cold and hot all at the same time. I've worked to try not to let it hurt me and others, but it comes. It'll flare. I can't. What if I said, oh, I'm above that? I'm a long time spiritual devotee. I never have that experience. How unrealistic would that be? I mean, maybe you don't anymore, but maybe you understand it. Maybe you know what that is. For you, whatever it is, may not be anger at all. But in it, in this season of the year, and it's time for me to stop, it squeezes the energy of our being, and any place where we've got that duality thing going on, that split thing, you know, something will poke that bear and I like that term, don't you? Poke the bear. Yeah, and you don't know who you are for a minute, and you don't know why you lost yourself, and you don't know where you went in that moment. The invitation in this lesson is to make peace with yourself so that it's not driving the boat or the car, as the case may be, but something that you can accept, witness, and gentle into something higher. Given the opportunity, it will always open a door into something higher. What we do with it is obviously very important. One of the articles in the Advent booklet, and we didn't order them this year. You can always get them online, and you can actually download them for free and make a donation to unity.org. But her name is Therese Lee. She's a Unity minister, and I knew her and her husband. He died suddenly. She tried to compensate and overcome the grief by getting back into action right away. And it just about did her in to do that. But over the years, she has continued to integrate her experience, and she writes a wonderful article about grieving in the Advent booklet, which you can find on the unity.org site. But she said, my peacemaking practice for the holiday season is this: to accept, to acknowledge, to allow. To accept, to acknowledge, to allow. I stay true to myself, she said. I stay true to myself. So it's like we throw baby bathwater and everything away in that moment, rather than letting the pressure of that actually lift us up beyond just the experience of it. It creates an internal kind of pressure cooker experience, and when we can gentle ourselves in the midst of it, it transmutes that energy and raises it, and we raise with it. And something new is present, because something new is always present. And that's the message of the season. It's not bad news to meet yourself in moments when you're the one in the car and the guy's behind you honking. It's not a bad thing. It's like another teacher pushed the button that was necessary, like your children used to, or still do. Because they know exactly where that something is that needs to be stirred so that new life can be present in that place. Guide me into an unclenched moment, Ted Loder said. Gentle me, Holy One, into an unclenched moment, a deep breath, a letting go of heavy expectancies, of dead certainties, softened by the silence, surrounded by the light. I find myself in wholeness, upheld by the unfathomable, entranced by the simple, and filled with joy again. I think we have such unreasonable expectations about this season. And I think if we look at them that way, knowing that disappointments and enchantments and all of those things are woven into the tapestry of it, we can find a way to be more gentle, peaceful, and, for want of a better word, whole. We're not babies anymore. I look around the room and I say, but we are babies. We're always babies. We're always human babies, continuing to learn how to walk, how to see, how to think, how to be. But more than that, we are divine masters, living in a state of perpetual infancy that's filled with opportunity for learning, for being, for growing. So whatever the season brings to you, bow to it, as Valerie would show us, bow to it. What did she say? Allow, accept. I allow, acknowledge, and accept. I allow, acknowledge, and accept. Life is as it is. God is present here and now, and all is well. All right, when we're complete, take some of that love-filled energy and put it on the tree. We would be grateful for a few moments of your time. And as we share our tithes and love offerings, let's do so in the awareness that there are many requests right now for whatever it is that needs support or requests or invites support. Your gifts to the ministry always allow us to continue the work we do and continue to fulfill our commitment to our community, to our spiritual community, and to those higher laws of giving and receiving. So if you choose to tithe or donate during this season, know that we are triply, quadruply, however manyly grateful for your generosity. I give joyfully and easily, for God is my source, and abundance is my nature. You can do Rudolph?
Something like that.
Do that.
This is the one I told you I was going to do
Okay.
beforehand. It's
Good.
about somebody who gives gifts,
Yeah.
regardless of the size, just as they're able. Come, they told me, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, a newborn king to see, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum. Our finest gifts we bring, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, to lay before the king, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, rum-pa-bum-bum, rum-pa-bum-bum. So to honor him, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, when we come, little baby, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, I am a poor boy too, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, I have no gift to bring, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, that's fit to give a king, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, rum-pa-bum-bum, rum-pa-bum-bum. Sound I play for you, ba-rum-pa-bum-bum, on my drum. What happened next? Mary nodded, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, the ox and lamb kept time, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, I played my drum for him, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, I even strummed for him, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, rum-pa-bum-bum, rum-pa-bum-bum. Then he smiled at me, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, me and my drum. Then he smiled at me, pa-rum-pa-bum-bum, me and my drum. Me and my drum, me and my drum. He smiled at me, he smiled at me, he smiled at me. Here we go. The ox and lamb kept time, the ox and lamb kept time. The ox and lamb kept time, the ox and lamb kept time. Me and my drum, me and my drum. Yeah. Happy Sunday.
Very much. I love that arrow moving over the peace be still. Oh. There we go. So our prayer for protection, and then we'll end with that. Steve might sing us out, but I just want to tell you how grateful I am for you. How blessed I am to be part of this family, this community. And if we don't see you until after Christmas or whenever, know that we're always together here in this place where we really live. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well now. Have a great week, friends. Oh, we got our kids. Hi, kids. Come on up. Hi, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You got two of those. You got...
And I got a giant one of those.
Did you a bow or the Christmas ball, the red?
The Christmas bowl, it was so giant.
It was so giant. Show me how big.
It was ginormous.
It was ginormous. I love that. And that's your sister. You can have whatever you want. Here, there you go. Drink my water. It's perfect. All right, everybody, take care. We love our kids. Can we bless our kids? Oh, let's do that. Who knows the blessing of light? We love you. We love you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we do. Have a great week. Cubby, I think you've grown much taller this week, or since the last time I saw you. All right, everybody. We're complete. Hey.